Hello and welcome to Fides Family and Society here on Fides Television. On this platform, we aim at informing, educating, and enlightening you, as well as discussing issues that concerns the family and society. I am your host, Dennis Joy. I have here with me again, Miss Funke Ibrahim, as we had the last time. Welcome, Miss Funke.
Thank you.
On our last episode, we deliberated on the topic, every child deserves a safe parent, where we discussed various parenting styles and the diverse measures which parents can apply to be a safe parent. Today, we will be looking at the aspects of the children, and in that, we have this topic, there is no room for giving up. As we all know that there are diverse privileges and opportunities given to children in the society. So in a case where a child doesn't have the adequate support and privilege that they need, there is a room for you not to give up. There are diverse ways that you can still help to improve yourself, and that is what we'll be talking about on the show today. So on this topic, no room for giving up, Ms. Funke, I would like to ask you some questions. So growing up as a child, what aspects did you experience limitations? Because I'm sure it wasn't a smooth run from the childhood down to this stage of adulthood. So what was it like?
Let me come to my choice of career. I could remember when I graduated my secondary school and I need to write a JAMB to gain admission into university, and you know, then it's not like now that everything is now online stuff. You know, you have to print you the form, you take it home, deliberate with your parents, and you know, you fill it. And when it comes to first choice, I went to pick the premier university. Those that knows that university know the particular university I'm trying to, you know, the premier. When you are hearing the premier university, is one of the top university that everybody, you know, when you just say which school do you school, and everybody, you just like I'm schooling, or you understand, or I'm a product of the premier university. You know, that joy alone. So I was like, no, I want to go to. I said, what's your first choice? I said the premier university. They're like, see, I don't understand. Premier university, why will you go far? So distance was one of the things they used to discourage me. Then choice of career, and what do you want to study? I said, oh, I want to study medicine and surgery. They were like, for real? Medicine and surgery, how? I don't understand. You better choose any other course. And there's this thing when you are naive. I was naive when they said I cannot study medicine and surgery, there's no other course coming. Because you know, then they believe, okay, if you are art student, the only course you can study then is law. If you are science student, the only course you can study is medicine. So if you are commercial student, the only course you can study then is accounting. So then they even produce the education sectors produce for us career guiding and counseling. So you have to read through the book. So then I haven't gotten my own career guiding and counseling book to go through it. I was not like, what course do I want to? Okay, I'm a science student, I cannot go and study law. What else? I now start asking people, please, what other course can I study under science? The only course that I know is medicine and surgery, pharmacist, you understand? So, you know, it breaks me down, and at the end of the day, I study library and information science. I love the course. I love the course library and information science because I fall in love with it, and I see myself to become a librarian in the nearest future. But in the real sense, it's not my course. I study somebody's course. Because the person told me that, oh, I study library and information science and it's a very good course, so you can go for it. So I was just like, okay, let me just take it in absence of what? None. That's just it. I fixed that. I did not study medicine and surgery. I studied library and information science. And in my library and information science, I still hope to see that Dr. Funke Ibrahim. That means I will attain, after my degree, I'll go for my master's. From my master's, I'll go for my PhD. From my PhD, I'll start, you know, growing up. And the doctor might not be the doctor to inject, but I carry the title doctor. It has always been in me. And in my music career, my father don't know how I grew up to be where I am when it comes to my music, but he knows my last drop that I sent to him, he was so proud of it. And you know, I was asking the person I sent it to give it to them, what was their impression? You know, first impression, they were like, daddy was dancing, you know, was happy and was proud. Meanwhile, if I succumb to the kind of limitation he gave to me, I won't be where I am today. So that's it.
Thank you very much, Ms. Funke. We have heard instances of children out there in the society going through lots of traumatic experiences, and you know, everything you experience, you are a product of all you've experienced in life.
Yeah.
That is why some persons might have it easy and they might have it hard. So it depends on whatever experiences they've had. That is what makes up their personality. So I put it to you, have you ever encountered any form of trauma growing up as a child, and how did it affect your mentality, your perspective towards life?
Okay, the trauma, the most biggest trauma that I find it very difficult to work out on easily is overprotectiveness. You understand? I have this father that we always be looking for a way to hand you over to somebody, thinking the person we be monitoring you so that you will not be misled, not knowing that majority of people he handed over me to are in one way or the other taking advantage of me. You understand? So I start when I was in school, then you know I was being overprotective. Both young adults, everyone are just giving this monitoring spirit. They know when I go to class, they know when I go to the fellowship, they know all my movements. In fact, they want to dictate to me that okay, you must go to class and this time you must be in the house, you must not go anywhere. But as time goes on, I have to struggle to go out of my way to displease myself, to be where I am, to give myself that calm. You have to just reason up something. You don't have to just settle for less. You don't have to give up. You don't have to say it's over. It is not over. This is just the starting point. Yes, that particular point that you are thinking is over, it's not the over, it's just the starting point for you. You understand? So immediately I finished my second section in school, I have a short break. So with my short break, I struggle to get a job, and I work with Xiaomi Mobile. Everybody know this Xiaomi Mobile, that's Redmi. And you know, it helps me to have my self-confidence. Because as a marketer, if you don't have confidence in yourself, how do you want to explain your product to people that are coming to patronize you? It really groomed me. It really brings me out of my shell, and it reduced my low self-esteem drastically. What parents did not know is when they are giving a lot of trauma to their children, whether giving trauma is not by you are rich or you are poor by anything. When you give a lot of trauma to your children, you send them out to a wrong hands. You understand? To a wrong hands. A lot of children end up being in a relationship that they never even dream of being. Because, oh, at least I'm not under my parent that can be doing this. Yeah, I'm not saying parents should not show an atom of decency and discipline on their children, but let everything be on a normal level that can be handled, that will not be too much or give trauma to a small child, a little child growing up. I can remember then when I finished my the first section in school, and I felt like, oh my God, will I still go back to this home where I don't have my peace, where I cannot have my breathing space, where I cannot have my liberty? It's not liberty to do nonsense. Every children need liberty, not liberty to go wayward, but liberty to have your own inner peace. That okay, it is when you have liberty, you know what your weakness is and what your strength is. When you are being caged in a place by your parents or your guardians, you will do what they want to do and not what you want to do. And you will not know what you are capable of doing. But if you are in your own space, in your own peace, at your own pace, you will know that, okay, I have strength to do this more than this. Then they will be able to help you to grow, and I deal with it with them. So that's just.
Thank you very much. I'm glad the old trauma didn't affect your perspective towards life, but it rather helped you to build yourself to be a better person. And I hope children out there can also inculcate same. So going forward, I would like to ask you, what are the common signs and behavior that you can see in a child that you would look at that child and get to dictate that, this child is not from a safe home or is not living in a safe environment? You know, there is this, based on your based on the level of knowledge you have on all of this, there is a way you can be able to look at a child by merely seeing the child. You forget physical appearance, just a conversation, and then you know that this child is going through a lot and needs help. So what are those common signs and behavior that would warrant you to come up with such that this child is dwelling in an unsafe environment?
Thank you once again for this privilege to talk on that. When I see a child that is being raised out of love and out of safe parenting, the first thing I notice is fear. They have fear. Even without me conversating with you, your first appearance tells me that you don't have a good parenting, because they will always feel timid and they will have this fear of, if I do this, will they appreciate it? I've been in it. I will not. They will not even. And another thing is, they will not know their right from their wrong. You know, they want to sit down when they are supposed to sit down. They don't know they are supposed to sit down.
Yeah.
When they are supposed to stand up, they don't know they are supposed to stand up, because where they are coming from, they give them that rule, that order, sit down. Even when you don't want to sit down. If I see any child that is going through a trauma, the first question I ask them is, do you live with your parents? And majority of questions that I've asked people, that I see that, the rate at which this child has the grievances in them, the first question I'll be like, do you live with your parents? The answer is no. The answer is no. There was this child that I found on the road one day. I was traveling from one city to another, and I found that small child. This child is just 7 years old. 7-year-old, a lady, a girl, standing by the road. And I was traveling. I was standing by the road looking for a vehicle, and she was coming. So I was just like, okay, maybe she's just going to the next building. And she come to stand before me that I should please help her with some money. She's traveling. I said, traveling? How? From where to where? I don't understand. You know, it dawned on me, where are you coming from? The distance, I think I stood there around 2 p.m. I was standing by the road looking for a vehicle around 2 p.m. And this girl said she started trekking with her leg from another place, another village entirely, since 6 a.m. That they sent her out. They sent her out of the house. Why? Because the previous day she went to sell granules, and maybe the money was not complete, and because the person that is nurturing her now scolded her, and the child too scolded her, and I think the child that scolded her they were age group, you understand, and they now fight. So the one that was the guardians now have to say, why will you beat my child? You have to go back to your parents. That if you remain in this house, I will kill you. And as a small girl, she has to just pick up the journey. No clothes, nothing. I was like, oh my God, are you for real? Somebody sent out this kind of child. Now, the thing that dawned on me that it was, if it was kidnapper that found the child, that's the end of it. I had to carry the child. Okay, do you know your house? He said yes. Like, where this girl is going is very far from where I'm going. Like, I will get to where I'm going. I got to where I'm going. I will start asking, because I've not even heard the name of that town before. I start asking, please, do you know this place? Do you know this place? People were like, said, what happened? I said, is this girl? I found her on the road, and where she's going, they now asked her, they now said, they went to use her to do house help. Imagine parents that carry that kind of small child to go and do house help at that kind of place. it's a trauma on the girl. But what I told her that day is, you won't give up. Even I know that day when I took her to the place, I had to go out of my way. I did not go home immediately. I take her to their place. When I got there, she speak their dialect. Thank God she could even still remember their dialect a little. She conversed with them with their dialect. They now said, oh, the person that used to carry children, that used to get children for people, is not around. He has went to hunt for another person, another child that will be given to another person. And the parents of this girl are not even in that state. He's in another state. So, and I said, okay, please, no matter what it is, help me to make sure that this child is safe. And I'm very sure that they will still give her out to another person. But one thing I told the girl, despite she's small, is, do you know you can become a great woman in future? She said, yes. I said, now, this is why you will not give up. Either they put you in public school or private school, make sure you do well. So, the trauma at which we are going through, not giving up, is by self-determination.
Thank you very much, Ms. Funke, once again. On a final note, in our primary school, we studied agents of socialization. We have the home, peer pressure, even the society, religious bodies, and even the government. So, and observably, in this whole thing, in the safety of a child, every person has a role to play, from the family down to the society, down to, from the least person to the topmost, has a role to play. So I would like you to share with us, what are those roles that you feel, especially the government, religious bodies, the society, what role do you think they can play? Look at how you were able to help that young girl, and I must really applaud you for that kind gesture. So what role do you feel every person, every individual, every member of the society, the governing bodies, what role do you think they can play in the safety of a child? On a final note,
what I would say is, from our end, there's an adage that says it is only pregnancy we cannot carry for a woman, but once the baby is out of the belly, everybody owns the child. You understand? So now what I would say is, to help both the society and the family work hand in hand. They work hand in hand. Before, I used to see that the government used to give scholarship. Yeah, scholarship to the best students that have highest in JAMB, the best students that have best scores in WAEC, the best student that even pass in, even when it is not all these particular classes like WAEC or JAMB, maybe your SS1, SS2, SS3, especially when it's government school, they will go to their school, and the best student, the best student that come first, they give scholarship. University, especially the premier university I was talking about, there is this scholar they used to apply for. If you meet up and you are the best student, they used to give a scholarship. It's a relief on the parents. Yes, it's a relief, because a child that is in university is not the only one that the parents have, and some parents are having 2-3 children in university at the same time, but different level. At least one is ahead, you understand, ahead of each other. So we work hand in hand. The next thing is, I would say they should give room for entrepreneurship. There are some children that on their own, they don't just want to go to school. Yes, they will tell you that even if I go to school, you are just wait. They will tell you plainly, pop and plain. Yes, I want to go and learn handwork. Government should still help to establish the children. Even while you are in school, you can still, yes, even while you are in school. And another thing is, government should help, especially in the institute. Any student that graduates outstanding, that you know that, oh, in the whole school, this particular person has an outstanding result, they should give them job. Jobless people are,
I think that would be a subject matter for next time.
Exactly. They should give them job, because you will see some people that are doing bike, that are doing keke napep, that are doing taxi, and they will be telling you, I graduated with distinction, I graduated with first class. And another thing concerning the family, parents should please try and encourage their children. There are some children from their childhood, from primary school, they can clip one thing to the other and put bulb and it will bring light. From there, you can even dictate what they want to do and work aligned with them so that they will still be on track. Some people will be like, oh, if my son is around, anything that is spoiling in this house that needs to do with gadgets, he will fix it. Maybe fan, TV, everything. They'll be like, don't worry, keep it down. Me, I don't have money to go and waste at Radio Nico. Put them in that line. So both society and the family work hand in hand to support the children, because we are the one that is going to replace them. We are the next parents. We that we are children today, we are the next parents coming up, and they will soon go. Their own time will soon come, and it is the legacy they imparted in us that we are going to lead on.
Thank you very much, Ms. Funke. It has been a really educative and intriguing moment with you. On a final basis, I would like to state that every child has his or her own uniqueness. The fact that you've not been able to discover it as a parent doesn't mean you should write your child off or see the child as a liability. Accept your child, love your child for who he or she is, and learn to embrace their mistakes and just do your possible best to bring out the best out of your child. And on the contrary, for those children who have limited privileges and opportunities, here is to tell you that there is no room for giving up. There is no excuse for failure. Put in your best, strive hard, and you will see yourself at the top. On this note, we come to the conclusion of this episode of Fides Family and Society, tagged "There is no room for giving up." You have the leverage to share your experiences, your comments, and your opinions on our comment section via Facebook and YouTube at Fides Media and Fides Television. And with me once again is my guest speaker,
Miss Funke Ibrahim.
We hope to see you next time. Anticipate more intriguing episodes that will come your way. I am your host, Dennis Joy. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.